Hello and welcome to digitalSyn Gaming. I am Syntosys, and this is Xevion Gaming with Terry. Say hi, Terry.
I'm Terry.
Say hi.
I'm the duck.
Are you sure? You do look like a duck.
Yeah, I look like a duck.
You do look like a duck. Yeah. So, how's your channel going?
It's getting there.
Right. So everybody watching this needs to go over there and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And you need to do the same on this one as well. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Get to it.
Sure like.
Okay, so we are in Sky Factory 3. We are in episode 5? 5?
I think it's 5, yeah.
5. Googly-eyed Terry! Okay, so there's been a few changes. We are going to go zip around the changes. We're going to go downstairs first. Okay, this has been upgraded. We now have chairs so that we can sit down and watch the fun. If you've seen my channel, you can see that I, posted a few hours of this. It's actually quite relaxing. Yeah, we can just watch things die. Really, really cool. Mm-hmm. They just die. Nice.
Yeah, we have a mob grinder at the end there, and everything gets ground up very, very quickly.
Yep, so I made 6 mob grinders with the sharpness and all that kind of stuff as well. We have an abundance of material right now. You'll see that we get a ton of stuff that just comes in. I mean, we get heads and everything. We get mob chunks now as well, but look at the diamond armor. We can ground that up, get more diamonds. Ooh, octadics. Octadic capacitors. Oh, I don't even have to make them anymore. Okay, so yeah, we get an excessive amount. It goes up to the recycler, goes across to this. This crate then feeds into the individual compressors. So common loot bag to the next loot bag, to the next loot bag, to the end loot bag, which is the epic. Once it gets to epic, it becomes legendary, which then comes to the bag opener, and then comes down to this chest here.
Right, all these lovely little items.
All these lovely, draconium ingots and manelium. Dude, honestly, there's some really good stuff in there. Okay, we've also got an abundance of diamond armor, so you can actually upgrade yours because you look shabby. Right, then we have the new addition to the family, the Tiny Terrys.
They are so much that he cloned me 20 times.
So. Yeah, I just look at Terry and thought, wouldn't he look good as a slave in a box? Hello. Yeah, right, they are turned off at the moment. However, at the end of this episode, they will be turned on. I'm just waiting for these ones to create a backlog, which they've almost done. They've been running now for about 6 or 7 hours to actually make that. So that should be fine. This little dude on the end, if you put soul sand in here, he will then sieve soul sand, and then it goes over here to this chest. The entire process has been running for the last 3 days until the hammers run out. So yeah, we put this in just after the last episode. So it's been running about 3 days, and this is what we have, which is absolutely insane. So we're going to automate that process this evening. Because we have an abundance of ender pearls, and I'll show you just how many because of the mob spawner, we now have stuff of traveling, and we've got travel anchors. So now we can zip around quite happily, and yeah, when we fall off the world, Terry can attempt to try and get back on and then miss the platform and die.
Yeah, I did that earlier actually. Yeah.
Yes, which is quite funny. Right, so we have a couple of Ender IO machines. We have the Slice and Splice. We have the nice Vibrant Alloy. We have the Sag Mill. We also have the Furnace. We have the Soul Binder and 2 coal burning furnaces. We've got an additional few cards in there to give us a little bit more storage because the mob grinder is doing so well. I mean, we've got coal and string and just chunks of everything. And then we have 2,063 ender pearls. Literally,
yeah, I don't think we're going to run out anytime soon.
Literally about 30 seconds before we started recording, we were on 2,049, and it's been 5 minutes, and we're up again. So yeah, I mean, it's insane. It's mental. We should really turn the spawner off, but I don't have the heart because I like seeing them all die. We have a rain shield from the loot that we got, which is kind of nice because now, well, all you hear is the thunder and lightning. You don't actually get wet.
Yeah,
We
when
have
you see flames on it like there are now. That actually means it is raining outside and it's shielding us. Otherwise, our asses would be wet. So.
yeah. If we break it, see,
It's
raining.
raining.
So put the shield down. No, it's not, which is awesome. We have another Ender IO tank going up to the top deck, which we will show you in a little bit. We have the Soul Side generator, which we went through before. We also have a laser energy relay system coming from our tier 2 all the way down into this thing, which keeps this thing fed. We've got one guardian somewhere. There we go. One lonely guardian seed in here with the growth crystal that we had. We have a brand new farm, which is not hooked up yet. And this is an Ender IO farm, which we will hopefully get around to this episode, if not next. I've placed it down anyway, just in case we can actually get to it. Terry's Animal Farm. That really didn't sound right, didn't it? I shouldn't really call it Terry's Animal Farm. Yeah, maybe not. Terry's Menagerie. What do you call it? It's like freaking overgrown freaking kingdom. I don't know.
Oh, look at a pig. Yeah, sticking his head out of the wall.
Yeah, Terry's overgrown kingdom now sports sheep, a cockerel, which is really freaking annoying in the mornings, some pigs, and a shitload of sheep, and bloody Christ knows everything. And yeah, there's just insane stuff. And one lonely. Oh look, hang on. Oh, I missed him. And one lonely little chicken in a coop. He was obviously bad. So yeah, I managed to make some dark iron so that we've now got pressure plates that only open to us.
As I was saying, we could have a rabbit until Sin killed him. So
I didn't kill the rabbit. The rabbit committed suicide.
Yeah.
Seriously, he bounced over and then he jumped off the platform. It's like, what the hell?
You scared him.
Dude, he jumped.
He jumped him up the side.
No, yeah, he jumped. Yeah. Okay, we have two mini little houses now. Terry's is... Yeah, okay. So Terry hasn't bothered to sort his out. However, I've created my little home away from home. I've got my laptop, my computer, and I've got some shelves with some toys on. Then I've got R2-D2, and I've always wanted one of those, but it doesn't work, which is really annoying.
Model fish, too.
Oh, I have a fish tank. Hello, hello. Yep, but they don't move. No, and I have... Obviously, you've got to have the Doctor Who TARDIS. I mean, that's freaking awesome. The couches you can sit on, which is quite cool. I can actually sit at the desk and work. See? The bed works, which is kind of cool. See?
You work? You work?
Shut up. If you right-click, all of these items do actually have storage as well. So, kind of cool. Which leads me up to... I got really, really bored waiting for those little auto-sieve dudes, so I kind of went a bit mad. We now have a kitchen, which and a microwave, yeah. Oh, and a tap that works. See, and we've got an oven and a knife rack and a coffee machine, which is awesome. I love this coffee machine. Look. We got a fridge with some milk in. We obviously have our power storage here, which is going down at the moment because it's still nighttime. We have a seating arrangement so that we can actually look out and watch the mobs spawn, or the mobs come zipping down. And if you press the wrong button, you just zip out of it. So we can get back up here. We've got a couple more chairs, and this is the DecoCraft bench, or Deco bench, which is where you make all the stuff. So I made a whole load of different coloured clays and put them in here, and then literally anything that's in here I can make. So you just kind of click on what you want, really.
So as a warning to anybody in the future that might play a game with Syntosys, when he gets bored, just anything can happen. I mean, this is boredom for him.
Yeah, look, a sword stand.
Went mad and put all this together.
Look, sword stand. I got a sword stand.
Yes, see that.
No idea why I wanted one of them, but I got one. We also have another fridge out here with some snacks in, and also some apple juice. We can play checkers.
I want to relax in the hot tub while you do that.
Oh yeah, we got a hot tub. Why am I in your head? Get out of my head. We've got a nice couch with a fire, and then we got a and we got a games console and also one of these dance machines. Sorted. And the dartboard. Yeah, don't forget the dartboard. Oh, and a cooler. So yeah,
yes.
I got really, really bored waiting for the sieves to do and waiting for the mob spawner to actually produce stuff and waiting for these animals to spawn. And yeah, I just got bored. And I didn't want to use the hammer to go through all the crap and do all that shit. So I went nuts and built that stuff. Yeah. So the octadic capacitors I have not built. I've actually got from the mob spawn or the mob farm, and every one of the machines, including the farm out there, has one, which is really, really cool. I've still got 6 left. I mean, that's just insane. I went ahead and built some premium furnaces because I knew that I would need to. They are an insane amount of crafting. So that's, well, not so premium. So yeah, superium, whatever. Furnaces, which is literally superium. You have to literally drill down. There's like 5 different tiers to actually go through the crafting system to get to that. So I kind of did those off camera just because, well, if you were watching, that would be boring. However, we do need some automation. So I have, in preparation, I've made some destruction and construction cores, also some advanced processors, which, if you watched a couple of episodes before, you'll see just how we actually made those. They are the solderers, so diamond for the advanced, gold is something else. I can't remember now. Is gold base? No, gold's not basic. Iron's basic. Gold is something or other. Better. Yeah, advanced is diamond. So we've got some silicon as well that you smelt up in the solderer, and then you put all those together. Stop chucking eggs at me or I'll knock you off the platform. We haven't got any speed upgrades because, I don't like making them, so I'm going to craft them. So what we've got is, because we've got some stuff in the system, I'm just going to pull out a couple of bits. We do need some patterns, which I'm not entirely sure whether I have all the resources. We should have. No, glass! Ugh. Fail already. It's your fault.
No glass?
No, it's your fault. I got 22 sand. Oh, actually, I can show the new furnaces. So the reason why I get the Superium furnace, or Superium furnace, is because the Superium furnaces has an 85% efficiency. So if we put some coal in, and we put 22 sand in, look at how fast that bloody thing works. I mean, how cool is that?
Oh, no shit. Wow,
just as a comparison, that's the normal, that's the Superium. So when you have enough Infernium that you can translate into this stuff, it is well worth getting it. Now, we are going to go up another tier as soon as we got another Infernium, and that's a plus 100% efficiency. However, our ultimate goal is actually the ultimate furnace at 9001% efficiency.
Seems like overkill.
Yeah, but I don't care because it makes things go fast. And I'm quite happy when things go fast. Right, so I've got 4. Yeah, dude, seriously, I mean, it's going to be awesome. Right, so I've got 4 patterns. What we're going to do is we're going to set up the auto crafting down here, purely and simply because then we'll have a whole bank or a whole wall of this stuff. We can feed off of some of these. I'm guessing we can pull it around that way, or we can come from this side. I will more than likely come from this side. We should have enough cables. I made 64, and I think we've got some more in the system anyway. So what I'm just going to do is pull the refined storage cable over to the wall, and we'll shove that down there. I know that there is a power cost involved in whatever we add into the system. However, our tier 2 solar panel thing is doing 3600 RF a tick. I don't think there's a problem. So let's go back upstairs, and we need to craft the next part. So we've got a couple of patterns. Now there's two things that we need to create, and that is the pattern grid, I believe it is. Yep, there we go. So we need to craft the pattern grid, and we also need to craft a processing pattern encoder. Now the processing pattern encoder is for machines, so you tell it that one sand equals one glass, but it goes through a third machine to do that. Whereas a pattern grid is something that you can craft in a grid. So I'm not entirely sure if we have a grid on hand. We have a crafting grid on hand, which is not good, because that won't work. Where are we? Pattern grid. Pretty sure we can't use a crafting grid. No, so we're going to have to build a grid. And we need some more quartz enriched iron. Fairly simple to make. Iron and nether quartz. We can make a few of those. We're running out of iron already again. This is why we need the smelting downstairs.
Yeah, that'll change quickly.
That will change very quickly. Right, so let's see about making this grid. Where are we? Pattern grid. Grid. There's our grid. Now we can get our pattern grid. Like so. And what we will do is we will take the pattern grid downstairs. I'm just going to check to see whether we can make this one. We need one of those, one of those, one of those. Let's check. Ooh, one item short. And that is a normal furnace. Sorted. Okay, so we'll make one of those as well. We should have some more quartz enriched iron. So we should be able to make some more patterns. Yep, 3 more. Perfect. Takes us back down to 4. Okay, so let's go back downstairs. And we will get to work. What we need to do is set up some of this auto crafting, obviously, to craft some of the recipes that we've got. And then we'll get some awesome stuff. Right, so we will put this one here. And we'll hook a cable up in a moment. Well, in fact, actually, we won't need to. I'm going to put this one on top. So here's our pattern grid. Here is our processing pattern. Now the first thing I'm going to do is turn on Ore Dictionary. Because that just makes life a lot easier. Right, so what do we need first? So if we put the patterns in there, what do we need to craft first? I love the way I just put you on the spot and you're like, I don't know, what? Leave me alone.
I can't read thy mind, you know?
Yeah, leave me alone. Okay, so we're going to need some exporters and some importers, because they are literally some of the, the most used things in here. So if we hit an exporter and hit that button there, so put the grid or put the crafting recipe in the left, it will produce the one on the right. Hit the little down arrow, which is create pattern, and then put the pattern into the crafter. Now, if you press shift, you can see what that pattern is. That now means that if we look for an exporter, you'll see that we've now got an exporter in the refined storage that you can say craft, and you can hit plus and start, and it will tell you that there are all the resources available, and then you hit the start button and it creates one. How cool is that? We didn't even have to do it. That is perfect. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need, the importers, because we use a hell of a lot of importers. So one importer, we'll shift and right and left click on the plus button, hit the little encoding pattern, and we'll keep that one there. The other thing that we want to do, and I know that this sounds stupid, but patterns. We're going to use a ton of patterns. So let's create a crafting recipe for them. There we go. Now we'll shove those into the system. Now, if we want patterns, we know that the quartz enriched iron is going to be a problem. Don't worry about that. if we hit +10 and then start, we are missing 30 glass and we're missing 14 quartz enriched iron. How cool is that? It even tells us when we haven't got enough stuff to do it. That's awesome. Okay, so with that in mind, I know that in this crate here, we have quartz enriched iron dust. We also have iron. We have a whole ton of other stuff over here, which is why why I let these run. I have a ton of sand. That's the reason that I let them run. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up one importer on the furnace to actually pull in sand, and we will set up these automation or this automation completely anyway. But at the moment, we're literally going to whack stuff into the system and pull from it. So with that in mind, we will need to set up 4 furnaces. Okay, so we'll take our superium or whatever. Oh, who gives a shit? We'll take the blue furnaces. I've given up now, Terry.
Yeah, I see that.
Right, we'll take the blue furnaces. We are going to use Endo.io item conduits just because, well, we have a serious, massive overkill of just ender pearls, really, so we can. So I'm going to. Now, if I remember rightly, you have to pull from the bottom. So we're going to pull. Oh, do we want to pull that way? We don't really, do we? Oh, no, we are. We're going to pull from the bottom, like so. Because we should just be able to see. Nope, no valid input. Ugh, arse. That means I'm going to have to break the block and go down, Terry.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Can't do that. I can't bother to do the water thing. So I need to put these blocks up one higher. Fail already, Terry. Fail already. Now my bloody thing's broke.
And you can't blame me this time.
Well, I can.
Yeah. I have a hammer if you want it.
No, I need a pickaxe. And we were doing so well. I need a pickaxe. It's alright, we've only got 361 diamonds left.
That's all? Damn.
That's all we've got, dude. I mean, I know. I don't know how we're going to survive.
I don't know. I'm sitting here watching mobs slam into the grinders.
Really? It's quite funny, though. Right, so let's go here. We'll go 2 up. And here we'll go 2 up. And here we'll go 2 up. And this one we'll get rid of. We'll go 2 up here as well. So, jump, shift, and... No, I didn't want that in there. Ah, for Christ's sake, I did it again.
Too short, dude.
Oh, dude, seriously. Sometimes this is a pain in the ass, especially when the connectors are so small. There we go. There we go. One more. No!
Nope.
Damn it! Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so now I can actually see underneath. That's cool. So we are going to...
a lot of blue popsicles.
Now we have a lot of blue popsicles. So we're going to extract from the bottom. We are going to leave that on green, but we're going to set it to always active. And we are going to then link these together. I'm going to cut down on the amount of items that we're going to need. So the amount of importers that we're going to need to put into the system. And I'm going to see if we've got any crates, which we don't. However, we can easily make a new crate. So I'm going to... Ah, bollocks. I need to go upstairs. It's the wrong crafting grid, isn't it? Arse. We should have a crafting grid in the system. Actually, perfect. Stick that in there. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we need a crate. JEI synchronized. There we go. Now we need a crate. So we'll do one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. Oh, we need wood. Really?
Wood.
Yeah, I forgot to set up Steve, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
We will get around to setting up Steve, not a problem. Okay, so there's a crate. The crate accepts all of the extracts. So we'll set that to insert on green. So everything comes out of all of these and inserts into this crate. And then what we will do is we will use our single importer to pull into the system. So rather than have
You literally
4,
need wood now.
no, I didn't. I don't need it right now. So rather than use 4, we're just using 1 importer for all of our items, which is perfect. So we're going to get rid of that torch. Put that torch one higher. There we go. Make sure those floors are fine. Yeah, the floor is fine. Okay, so now anything that goes into these furnaces is going to automatically get pulled into that crate. So anything that gets smelted, yes. Which is cool, which is exactly what we need it to do. So there is another recipe that we need to teach the system, and that is tiny coal. Because what we don't want to do is use an insane amount of coal when we don't have to. So I'm going to put that into the system just here. We are going to then go over to here. We're not going to go over there. We're going to go over to here and we're going to craft a bunch of tiny coal. Did I put the tiny coal in the system? I'm pretty sure I did. Mini coal. There we are. It's not called tiny coal. It's called mini coal. Oh, we still got a ton in there, which is nice. So if I do, I don't know, a couple of stacks, ish. Ish. Yeah, I said create like 500 of the things.
Yeah, you want to be careful there because we have a lot of coal in the system.
No, I know we do, which is awesome. Right, so the exporters are needed to basically export stuff from the system into here. Now, the way that I did it the last time, it was I imported on the side. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that this is exactly the same. So what I've done is in the exporter, I've put 1 mini coal. So I've whitelisted mini coal. And that should export from the system mini coal, and everything should be happy and Larry and good and right with the world. I doubt that will be the case because it never works that way. But you know, why not? We can always hope. But then you're doing this stuff, so anyway, so if we do that, because we need to leave enough room for the import on the top, and what I am going to do is I don't have enough importers at the moment for this, or for these ones, but I am just going to put in the cables just because it will make life easier when we do have the importers. There we go.
Not to mention it looks better.
It's not that, it's like the importers we will be able to make quite quickly. So if I go into here and pull out a stack of quartz enriched iron and shove that into furnace 1, and then I hook up these, like, where are we? We're in this one. So if I go out the back and down, now that should be filling up with tiny coal. Yay! And it should be going into here and getting pulled into the system. Spot on. Look at that, Terry. Look at that. How cool is that, Terry? Freaking awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I know, it's awesome. Yeah. See, you couldn't do that. You know how I know that you couldn't do that? Because I haven't taught you.
Okay.
Yeah. You could do it if you really wanted to. It's not difficult. It's just repetitive. So, now we have 1 stack of quartz enriched iron going through that one. We've got a stack of glass going or sand going through that one. This one isn't hooked up. We need an export or 2 exporters. which we don't have. However, we do have sand and quartz going into the system. So what we might be able to do now is have a look to see whether we can do 2 more. No, we're missing 2 construction cores and 1 cable. Well, the cable we can sort out, so we'll just chuck a bunch of cable in there. A destruction core, if I can spell it right, a destruction, or is it construction core? Construction? Yeah, it was a construction core that they wanted. I think that's either glowstone or nether. Is it nether that's destruction?
You're asking me?
Yeah, good point. There's one of them that's glowstone and one of them that is... So if we go iron printed circuit... it's a processor, that's why. So if we go processor and then go... Construction is glowstone. Alright, cool. Well, that sorts that out. So now if we go export and hit 2, we've got everything available. It's now crafted those 2. Now we can set up our tiny coal systems for, if I have any tiny coal in the bloody thing. There we go. Like so. And 1 more here. Like so. They should now start filling up, which they are. Now we need to sort out the inputs, or the imports. So that's gone through that glass. That one, I'm going to chuck in more glass, and I'm going to put more glass in there. And I'm going to go over to here and take out the last full stack of quartz, enriched iron. I'm going to pull that one from there, and I'm going to do position 1 as quartz enriched iron, because that's what it will pull from. Right, so now we link up the item conduits. Can I have a couple of sand, please?
I have 1.
You have... 1's fine. Thanks. Okay, so now we need to link up the imports. Bollocks. So. Nope. 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 Yep. Right, we're going to insert on brown. I know, this is annoying. I need more sand. Because sand's easier to break. Let's have a look at this. We'll take 7 from you, dude. I'll give it back, I promise. Right, there we go. Right, so that's an import on brown. This one will be an import on brown. Insert on brown. This one will be insert on brown. And this one will be insert on brown. Just in case the cables connect over. It's easier to assign different channels to these guys, even though we're going to try and not let the streams cross. You like my Ghostbusters reference? It was good, wasn't it? Lost on you, Terry. It's lost on you. Expert on brown. Now we come down. And we're going to disable that one so that it doesn't touch. Disable that one so it doesn't touch. It goes into the system shit. Don't want that. That. There we go.
There you go.
Actually, what it could do is just go there, and that one will look better. Now, what should happen is it is feeding out the system. So let's see. Superium, we've got. Now it's filling up. It's not filling up the end one. Oh no, it's filling up the end one now. Terry, it's working.
It's working.
It's working. How cool is that? It's working.
It's nice. And actually, this chest will finally start running out of items.
Oh my god, I hope so. Right, so now we can start making stuff as well, dude. Which, you know, without having to worry.
As we look around and see all of this other shit that's...
No, I mean without having to worry about resources. You know, the biggest issue that we have is not having enough resources to actually do stuff when you're halfway through. I mean, you saw how difficult it was to actually do, you know, half of the crap that we did upstairs. Now we've got an abundance of stuff. We can make stuff really quickly. It's like right now I am doing a detector, which is from again, what are these guys called? Refined storage. So it's a detector. So a detector, because obviously we're not going to be monitoring the coal situation very often. We need to make sure that we have enough coal. Yeah. So what a detector does is it allows you to specify the amount of stuff in storage. And if you've got a certain amount of items, it will emit a redstone signal. If it emits a redstone signal, you can then get things to auto craft, which are kind of cool. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, auto crafting. So this bottom one here is free at the moment. So we're going to take the tiny coal out and we're going to put it in the bottom one. And there's a reason for that, because we are going to set it to only work with a redstone signal.
Quick heads up, we're coming up on 40 minutes.
I know. And then we're also going to do trigger auto crafting with a redstone signal. Okay? Once we've got this done, our entire system is sorted. So we should have enough stone now in to make the detector. So if we go into here, we'll build our redstone comparator. In the wrong grid. Redstone comparator. Stone. Where's the stone gone? Really?
What's that?
I've lost my stone. I think. Where the hell's the stone going?
Are you crushing it with your auto?
No, I don't think so. Right, so we'll hit the detector. We'll hit the... No, dude, the stone is disappearing. And I don't know why.
Well, something's using it or crushing it. It's not bad.
Yeah, something's doing something with it. Well, that kind of sucks because I need it. So what I'm going to do is quickly, I will disable you so you will only work with a redstone signal. I'm going to shove that in there. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to go back over to here. And there is my stone. It wasn't in the system yet. I need to build some upgrades.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, wasn't in the system yet, dude. We need some... I will work on speed upgrades and stuff anyway, between episodes, because, yeah, we don't need to do it right now. But that's the reason why it's not in the system. It wasn't in the system straight away. It can't keep up. So we'll do that. We'll hit that button there. We've now got a detector. We will now shove that down the side. We need mini coal, which we've got 196 left. I'm going to put in here mini coal, and I'm going to say detect when we've got, I don't know, 198, which is what, 3 stacks? When we've got less than that amount, emit a redstone signal. How much mini coal have we got now in the system? Got 199. Well, 200. We got 199 now, 197. That should emit. That should be on. Should be trigger auto crafting with redstone signal. This should be 198 when it's less than 198. How many mini coal have we got? 196. 196. So now, what's happening is that should be auto crafting mini coal, which is not, which is annoying. Ignore the redstone signal. There we go. That should now be crafting mini coal. Yes. So now we've got 204 in the system. If I take some out, that should light up again. There you go.
It just lit up.
Perfect. Now, what's happening is in here, if you right-click this, you've got a little mini coal thing. You've got specified 198. On the left-hand side, it says mode, which is the second one down. If it's less than 198, emit a redstone signal. In the thing next to it, I've got trigger auto crafting with redstone signal. Yes. So when this turns on, when it goes below a certain amount, this automatically crafts more to keep these furnaces fed.
Right.
How cool is that?
Nice.
Okay, that is auto smelting and some refined storage crafting.
I have a stupid question.
Go for it.
Okay, let's say we're out of coal.
Yep.
What will it actually pull wood to make coal at that point, or?
Well, we can do it so that obviously once we get Steve up and running, we can do it so that the auto crafting also sorts out coal, charcoal. And then over here on these exporters, we can add charcoal as a fuel source, and they will just keep filling those up. So yes, we can sort that out with charcoal as well. So there we go.
We're still receiving coal from the sifters and stuff, though, aren't we?
We're not right now, but we will be, yeah. And that is hooked up to the automatic cobble generator as well. So.
Right, once you restart your army.
Once I restart the little army, yes. In fact, actually, I'm going to go restart the army right now while we tell you to hit the like button if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then hit the dislike button. But whatever you do, for God's sake, hit the subscribe button. Then go over to Terry's channel, which is Xevion Gaming, and hit the like or the dislike button, but make sure that you hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to leave it on either one of us. We will both respond to any comment that is on either channel. The tiny Terrys are now working. Look at this. Look. Yes, look. They're doing stuff. Unlike you, who just stands there.
Hey.
Look at them. Tiny Terrys. My little army of tiny Terrys. It's so cool. However, look at the amount of stuff that is, there's a decent amount of stuff coming through the system. Yeah, it's quite cool. I don't know. Well, bloody hell, we've already filled that up. Oh, crap. We're filling up the chest again. I don't think that 4 furnaces is enough. Jesus Christ. I might have to turn them off again. Temporarily, anyway. But yes, right, so that's it. That is, we got our crafting, we've got our smelting. All these guys have decided that they're going to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button. So that's it, Terry. Till next time.
All right. We'll catch you all later.
Take it all easy, guys. Bye.